Afternoon everyone, Tony at coralpassion.co.uk. The purpose of this video is hopefully going to illustrate some of the reasons of what you need, why you need it, why you should buy it when you're starting out a reef tank. And probably the best way to sort of get this to resonate and for people to accept it is we talk about in life a lot, sometimes models of success. So whether that is the way a very successful business is getting run with the X amount of employees and the management structure, or whether this is about maybe motor racing like Formula One, or we use the same analogy with reef tanks. So when we look at the models of success in reef tanks, what do I mean by that? I mean the Tank of the Month tanks. If you go on reefcentral.com or Reef to Reef or ultimatereef.com, the Tank of the Month tanks, there are models of success. They're kind of the epitome of what we can sort of expect to achieve if we do everything right. So we'll use another analogy just to look at models of success. Formula One cars. Most people will be able to understand that a Formula One car, they are very fast around a racetrack, and they're all a very similar shape. Now, if you want to do Formula One, as well as needing massively deep pockets to produce the race team and the vehicle, you're going to need to follow a very similar template, because for those cars to get around that racetrack as quick as they can, they all look very similar for good reason, because that's the evolution of physics and motor vehicles. So if you try to put a car on there with no tail fin, it's just not going to corner very well. And if you remove the front fin, again, same thing's going to happen. Or if you made it very tall, so it didn't have a low centre of gravity, same thing's going to happen again. So once you try and deviate away from the models of success, generally speaking, it's going to be much harder to achieve good results. So with swinging back now to the models of success that we're hopefully interested in, which is reef tanks. The common traits that you're going to see on the Tank of the Month systems, you're generally going to have very big, powerful lights, and it can be a big investment to get these. You're going to often see powerful internal pumps that create a lot of flow, wave makers, etc. As well as seeing that, you're probably going to either see calcium reactors or dosing pumps to keep calcium and alkalinity levels stable. And the other thing that you're going to always generally see is an auto top up. That's not fitted for convenience. It makes the tank more convenient to run because you're not having to top it up every day or every 2 or 3 days. But the real reason for fitting an auto top up, it's not for the convenience, it's for the stability of the system. And on my YouTube channel there is a whole video just about auto top ups and explaining why they're so incredibly important. So rather than breaking down each component part of a reef tank and how they work, this is really an illustration of the models of success and the reef tanks that are models of successes. So before you embark on putting together a system or designing it, you would really do quite well to examine some of these Tank of the Month tanks from all over the world. Have a look at how they're put together, how they run, animal husbandry methods, additives, all of this type of thing. And if you copy a lot of the common denominators that you'll see repeated on these Tank of the Month tanks, it will save you having to re-buy stuff. So you know what we see quite often when people are first setting up, you have entry-level kit, and we've got to have that because not everyone is happy to jump in really deep on the first swing of the bat. They want to see whether they like the hobby or whatever else. But then equally, some people will get missold a product. Lighting is a great example here. There's a ton of lights out there that get marketed and punted as being suitable for growing corals, when in reality they're not so great at that. So customers can often be sucked in by marketing or a shopkeeper who wants to punt cheap set of lights. Whilst they may get you up and running into sort of reef keeping or keeping marines, they're probably not going to be able to replicate the tank of the month systems that we're looking at. So think wisely about your purchases, because if you buy, let's say, a suitably sized protein skimmer to start with, or from a decent brand, that can save you money, because rather than buying something really cheap that you're going to have to upgrade later, if you buy the right product, first of all, that saves that upgrade-itis path, as I call it. And look, we'll always have, not just us as a shop, there'll be lots of other shops out there that will sell a customer 3 or 4 sets of lights because they want that entry-level kit to start with, and then after that they will maybe upgrade 2, 3 or 4 times. So models of success, I think you've all got the message now, and if you haven't, jump on the forums, discuss it, or feel free to pop into the shop and talk to me in person. Thanks very much for your time. Bye bye.